I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, and diverting myself now and then in finding a smoother pebble or prettier shell than ordinary, while the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. The center of the system of the world is immovable. Gravity must be caused by an agent acting constantly, according to certain laws, but whether this agent be material or immaterial I have left to the consideration of my readers. It is reasonable that forces directed toward bodies depend on the nature and the quantity of matter of such bodies, as happens in the case of magnetic bodies. If the experiments which I urge be defective, it cannot be difficult to show the defects, but if valid, then by proving the theory, they must render all objections invalid. The best and safest method of philosophizing seems to be first to inquire diligently into the properties of things, and establishing those properties by experiments, and then to proceed more slowly to hypotheses for the explanation of them. The description of right lines and circles, upon which geometry is founded, belongs to mechanics. Geometry does not teach us to draw these lines, but requires them to be drawn. I do not love to be printed on every occasion, much less to be dunned and teased by foreigners about mathematical things, or to be thought by our own people to be trifling away my time about them when I should be about the king's business. The smaller the planets are, they are, other things being equal, of so much the greater density, for so the powers of gravity on their several surfaces come nearer to equality. They are likewise, other things being equal, of the greater density, as they are nearer to the sun. Nothing can be divided into more parts than it can possibly be constituted of, but matter, i.e. finite, cannot be constituted of infinite parts. Are not rays of light very small bodies, emitted from shining substances? We account the scriptures of God to be the most sublime philosophy. The moon gravitates towards the earth, and by the force of gravity is continually drawn off from a rectilinear motion, and retained in its orbit. God in the beginning formed matter in solid, massy, hard, impenetrable, movable particles, of such sizes and figures, and with such other properties, and in such proportion to space, as most conduce to the end for which he formed them. Infinites, when considered absolutely, without any restriction or limitation, are neither equal nor unequal, nor have any certain proportion one to another, and therefore, the principle that all infinites are equal is a precarious one. In the beginning of the year 1665, I found the method of approximating series and the rule for reducing any dignity of any binomial into such a series. Resistance is usually ascribed to bodies at rest, an impulse to those in motion, but motion and rest, as commonly conceived, are only relatively distinguished, nor are those bodies always truly at rest, which commonly are taken to be so. The motions which the planets now have could not spring from any natural cause alone, but were impressed by an intelligent agent.